Hi everyone, my name's Anthony and welcome to my channel, The Unemployed Reader. So for today's video, I thought I'd do a quick book haul. I bought a few books last month. Half of them were from my used bookstore. Another half were brand new because this channel is called The Unemployed Reader and I can't be affording all new books. So yeah, let's just jump into it. From the used bookstore, which is near me, is a really good one. It's big. There's have lots of different selections, and for some reason, out of the three times I've been, twice they've always had like stuff that was on my TBR. So like in the summer, I bought three books, and now I bought three books again. First up is My Husband's Secret by Liane Moriarty. I've read two of her books, Big Little Lies, Nine Perfect Strangers, and so I wanted to read another one. I saw this. I had heard about this book a few years ago and was like, oh, I should check it out. Never did. And then yeah, it was on sale or not on sale. It was at the used bookstore, and I was like, okay, now's the time. And it's like a mystery type thrillery domestic thing, like her other stuff. And I just like that it says, at the heart of the husband's secret is a letter that's not meant to be read. My darling Cecilia, if you're reading this, then I've died. But the twist is that Cecilia reads this letter while her husband is still alive. And so there's secrets and mysteries and all that good stuff that comes out. So I'm excited to see like, yeah, how that'll go. After that, I got Verity by Colleen Hoover. I've read one Colleen Hoover book, It Ends With Us, because I tend to have a tendency, like I think I said before, to buy books of movies that are coming out that I'm interested in. So I saw the trailer for It Ends With Us. There's a Taylor Swift song in it. I like Blake Lively, and I was like, oh, let's read this book. I get the book. It wasn't my favorite book, and it wasn't my favorite movie because I do think that it does sort of weirdly kind of romanticize domestic violence. Like I wouldn't say it's a rom-com, but it's very like it comes across as like a romantic drama, and then suddenly you're like, oh wait, what? So yeah, but I wanted to get this one because the same thing. There's a movie coming out next year with Anne Hathaway and Dakota Johnson and Josh Hartnett, and this one is more of a thriller. It's classified as a romantic thriller, and it's about a struggling writer who doesn't have money, and she takes a job to basically finish the remaining books in a successful series by a successful author named Verity Crawford. And she goes and like lives with them at the house, and I guess those that gothic type of suspense happens when you're there. And yeah, I think it'll be a good thriller to read, hopefully. um Speaking of another author that a lot of people like, it's TJ Klune. I've read one of his books, House on the Cerulean Sea. I haven't read the sequel yet, but this was at the used bookstore, and I wanted to try him because I have two friends who really love his work, and I liked Cerulean Sea a lot. And I thought, why not read one that's not part of that series? And Under the Whispering Door was one that my friend had mentioned was really good, and it deals with death and all this stuff, um, and death and all this stuff. It deals with a story between life and death. I think it's a love story. I don't know a ton about it. I just heard good things, so I was like, "Yep, let's get it." For books that were brand new, I think I said in the last my November TBR short that I wanted to read more classics, and so I bought White Knights. It was at my bookstore, and I walked past. I was like, "Oh my god, I want to read this book. I've heard about it." And it's a shorter classic, so I think it'll be good because I am failing at my task of trying to read more classics. I've only read one this year, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and I was kind of on the fence about it. Like, I just find it's hard for me to like judge classics because of the way they're written. Like, it's very different than the modern novels, and that's obviously like what I tend to read more of. But exposure helps with all that stuff. So we got the second one here, and I'll read this month. Then we have another one I talked about in my November TBR video, Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle. This is a gay horror story set in the Hollywood Hills in the film industry, which I love because I work in the film industry and the entertainment industry. And I love horror. I love the trope, Bury Your Gaze, which is a trope in TV series where gay characters are either killed off or have like shitty endings. They never got the happy endings that the straight characters might have. And so in this one, like there's a gay actor who's about to win an Oscar, and he finds out his show that he's on at the same time is planning on killing him off. Well, apparently in real life, there is monsters and a killer going after him and his friends. So this sounds like an exciting read. Sounds fun. I hope it's kind of creepy. I feel like I want to get creeped out. And then lastly, I bought Death on the Caldera by Emily Paxman. I found out about this book like earlier this year, and I just thought it sounded really interesting. Like, it's basically to me a fantasy Murder on the Orient Express. So it's about witches in this other world, and they're on this train, and someone gets murdered, and one of the witches, their siblings, gets blamed. And that's kind of all I know about it. And it's just like, was it this girl who's the killer? More people apparently start dying. And yeah, it just sounded really intriguing. Then I went to my bookstore. It's this cute little bookstore, and it was under the Canadian authors section. I was like, I didn't know the author was Canadian. So then that made me want to read it more, because why not support Canadian authors? I'm Canadian, and yeah, we should do that. So I'm definitely saving this one more towards Christmas, because for some reason the cover, like I think it's the colors, and this train reminds me of like Polar Express. I feel like it like should be read near Christmas. It's not a Christmas book. I'm pretty sure it doesn't even take place around Christmas. I've just decided based on this cover that it's going to be a December read. Anyway, that's what I've bought recently. What have you bought? What new books have come into your yeah, your selection? And then, like library holds too have been something that I've been doing a lot in the last couple months. Just sometimes they take a long time to come, so then I get antsy and I'm like, I need to buy this book. But hopefully it'll be less of that. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.